Hello people, my name is Ben and it's time to start another series of videos on the Steam sale, specifically now the winter or the Steam holiday sale. New deals each day as there always are, and I will be making a new video each day. Just a quick update before we get into things. The reason that there have been no videos is because, first of all, HDPVR2 took a while to come. When it did, it's not compatible with the things I want it to be. In terms of recording PC stuff, it's not as good as you might think, so I'm working on getting that returned, but I do have another product in mind which I'm looking at, but I can only do that as soon as I have confirmation that I can definitely get a refund on what I have obviously purchased, the HD PVR2. When I've got a confirmation that I can get a refund on that, then I will buy the next thing, and as soon as I get that, then I'll be able to start streaming. However, keep in mind that I'm going away for a week starting the 28th, so obviously I won't be back for another 7 days, and this goes on to January 5th, so I won't be able to do a video each day. Maybe, we'll see what happens when I'm out, but possibly not. I apologize for that, but you know, we've already paid for it. I personally don't really want to go, but we've paid for it, so I'm not going to be a dick and be like, no, I don't want to go, because we paid for it. Anyway, so, deals, just starting off really good. We're starting off with Mirror's Edge, 75% off, now at $2.49 for $4.99. £3.24 or €2.49. Mirror's Edge is pretty fantastic. I really enjoyed it. It's pretty much the only game of its kind. There are like a few other indie stuff. I think In Motion is a sort of similar thing, but this was definitely at least the first one. It's a first-person platformer, and that sounds like it really wouldn't work well, but because it's based around parkour and stuff like that, once you get the hang of the sometimes awkward controls, it becomes extremely fun. It's not got the best story, and it's got sort of weird animation things, which seems a bit odd considering how good the in-game graphics engine is. Of course, it's the original Frostbite engine. That's why I really want them to make Mirror's Edge 2 with Frostbite 2 engine. Overall, for this price, it's incredibly cheap, and I think if you haven't tried it out, then you'll find something incredibly unique that either you'll hate or you'll really like. Or you'll be somewhere in the middle. There are definitely a few frustrating parts of it where you can't really figure out what to do and not quite enough guidelines, but it has quite a bit of content, challenges, stuff like that, leaderboards, which are probably dead by now, but it's still a really fun game to play through and just to look at. It's still a great looking game in my opinion. So starting off pretty well with Mirror's Edge. Moving along to Borderlands, the entire franchise in fact. Borderlands 2, 50% off, that is £14.99. Everything else has not been loaded correctly because my goddamn price exchanger converter doesn't tend to work all the time, which is very disappointing. Basically, it's half price, just go check. Borderlands 2, if you've been interested in it, just get it, it's half price, it's the cheapest you're going to see it for quite a long time. This also includes the 4-pack and the one with the official Brady guide, although I don't know exactly why you would want that. I personally enjoyed Borderlands 2 a lot. I believe it improved on quite a bit over the original. It wasn't different enough, so if you spend a ton of time in the original, which is also on sale for 75% off, then you may be a little bit disappointed with this. However, I didn't spend too much time on the original. I got really bored of the environments. I didn't think the questing was nearly as good. In this, the questing was improved with way more voice acting, comedic moments, all that good stuff. So I enjoyed it a lot more. There are a few real problems with it in my opinion. Not in terms of the PC port though, because the PC port is one of the best I've ever seen. They've improved a crap ton over the first one. so that's really good. But in terms of like co-op, I'd rather they just throw more enemies at me rather than just make the enemies incredibly bullet spongy. Shooting a guy in the head 10 times isn't satisfying. It's incredibly annoying, and just waiting ages for a single enemy to go down is infuriating with friends, if I'm honest. So I don't mind playing it just by myself because you don't really get as much of a problem there. However, there are a lot of crazy gun designs. There's a crap ton of guns, more so than the original. It's got pretty good DLC, which I don't believe is on sale. The DLC is not on sale, which is a shame. I thought they would have like had the first DLC on sale or something to give people a taste of that. It supports big picture, so if you want to play it like a console game, looks fantastic. If you've got an Nvidia card, then it uses PhysX. Even if you've got an ATI card, although it will use your CPU for that, I believe, rather than your GPU, so keep that in mind. Wonderful game in my opinion, one of the most fun this year. You just kind of really got to be in the right mindset for it and have not played the first one too much. Speaking of the first one, 75% off at incorrect prices because my converter's saying $69.99. Okay, it's actually £2.49, or the Game of the Year edition, which you might as well get, which is £4.99. I believe that's about $7 or so. Not bad at all. There's partial controller support, in other words, partial big picture stuff support. It's good. It's not nearly as funny as the second one. Characters aren't as interesting. Just overall, I find it really difficult to go back to. Graphics aren't as good. The port's not as good. Just when compared to the second one, I find it really difficult to like it, at least anymore. Because there's another one that's done a lot better. However, if at the time I really got into it when it was first out, I think I would have enjoyed it. I just think now you might as well just get the second one. If you don't have the money for that, then go ahead and get the Game of the Year edition of this. It has a lot of really cool moments, although the story isn't nearly as well done. Next we have Wargame European Escalation, which I have no interest in at all. It's £7.49, $9.99, $9 Aussie dollars 99, €9.99. It's okay, I guess. It's got decent Metacritic things. That's positive, right? I guess so. It's not bad. It looks good. It's a good looking game, definitely. It's a strategy game, fairly realistic. It's war games and stuff. I'm afraid I don't have much to say on this topic. Not hugely into strategy games. Some really draw me in, others like this, I'm not drawn to them at all. So, not much to say. If you're interested in it, guess you might as well pick it up. 75% off for a game that came out in February is to be expected actually. It's just weird that it would still be $29.99. That's usual price. But it's not a bad price if you're really into strategy games, so you might want to consider it. Next we have Scribblenauts Unlimited, 33% off. That brings it down to £15.40 or some other forms of currency. Unfortunately, this was another one that my exchange comparison completely just blew up on. It's apparently still $30. It's unfortunate when things like this happen, but of course you can always check. If anybody knows of a completely reliable price comparison one, then please tell me, and I will get right on that. Either a plugin or a website that will be up to date almost instantly, like really quickly. For the UK guys, this is a pre-purchase, or a pre-purchase that's already 33% off because it's been out in America for a while now. 15th of February it comes out. If you do pre-purchase it, you get a TF2 item, which is Maxwell's hat. So Scribblenauts Unlimited, type in things into a notepad, whatever you want, and then it will appear in the world. And through this game, I think especially, you realize that it's not as open as you might think. There are you might think you can type in big and there's big thing, but you can type in like ginormous or massive, colossal, and then it will be even bigger. It's actually not. There are 3 different sizes: there's small, normal, and big. And you know that because you can edit any single item you want. You can create your own items, which is pretty freaking awesome. And when you're creating them, you can decide how big you want them to normally be, and there are only 3 sizes to choose from. So that pretty much explains it. But the fact that that's there, that you can create your own stuff, and there's a crap ton of things, you can pretty much create anything you want from that. Hugely in-depth editor, editing the behavior, what it looks like, how it acts, how it reacts to different objects in the world. Will it like go after food, attack other things, be friendly, help? Can you ride it? Just tons of crazy things. There's a whole lot of possibilities, and considering it's a fairly recent game, in terms of the UK it's not even out yet, I'd say that this is definitely worth a look, especially on Steam, because it has Steam Workshop support, so you can share all your crazy creations with other people and download other people's, and this seems like the most convenient way of doing it. So I think Steam has pretty much the upper hand on this game, surprisingly enough. Doesn't go to the Wii U or anything like that, because the Wii U really doesn't take advantage of anything other than the touchpad as a tablet, you know, as a keyboard. But you've got a keyboard right in front of you, so why not use that? Probably the best version of the game. If you're interested in Scribblenauts, now's definitely the time to get into it. It's a pretty fantastic game. You solve puzzles with your notepad, of course, and they are fairly varied and entertaining. Next, we have the Prince of Persia Complete Pack, 75% off. This is £10, $74, $12, 24, 12 Aussie dollars 24, or €10.99. Pretty fantastic price. You only save 21p though, keep that in mind. So you are probably best off getting all of them except Prince of Persia, the one just called Prince of Persia, because then you'll actually save a little bit of money. So if you want to get them individually, save yourself a bit of money, do that. You might also want to forget, you might also want to forget the already forgotten Sands. It's the newest. It's better than Prince of Persia, but not like by a huge amount. It doesn't live up to Sands of Time, Two Thrones, and Warrior Within. It might be better than Warrior Within, depending on your stance on that game. My personal favourite is the Two Thrones. That is the one that I've completed multiple times. I don't believe I've ever really completed any of the others apart from Sands of Time, which I also really enjoyed, and I kind of think I need to go back and play through a few of those. I might change my opinion now. All I know is that the Two Thrones is a simply amazing game. I really love that. So is Sands of Time. Warrior Within, bit iffy, bit too emo or whatever. It's a bit shaky. So possibly hold off on the complete pack. Get them individually because they are all 75% off. So I would definitely recommend the original trilogy of 3D Prince of Persia games. Fantastic trilogy, really great combat, simplistic, but really great and entertaining. It didn't fall into too many cliches. The prince himself is a fairly interesting character, apart from in the Prince of Persia reboot one, where it's Nolan North, so all I keep thinking of is Uncharted. It's just Nathan Drake talking all the time, pretty much. But that's pretty much it for Prince of Persia. I don't really have much more to say on that. It's a game that you've probably already played, but if you haven't, definitely give it a look. Next, we have Hitman, the entire franchise. So we're going to split this into 2 different ones. The Hitman Collection, and of course Hitman Absolution. The Hitman Collection is 75% off, coming in at £3.74, $6.24, 6 Aussie dollars 24, or €4.99. Not bad at all. It's been on sale quite a few times, as you would expect for such old games. They're decent. Blood Money is apparently amazing and fantastic, and means that Absolution is a terrible, awful game. It actually doesn't. Just try to stop comparing them. I know it's difficult, and I'm sure if I have played Blood Money, then I would probably compare it and bitch a ton more about Absolution. That's why I'm kind of glad that I haven't, although I want to. after I play Absolution. But I do think Absolution is a good starting point. At 75% off, I'd recommend you mainly get Blood Money because it improves on the other two so much. So you'll save a bit of money by just going for that. It's like half the price of it, just a bit less than half price of the entire collection. And then we have Hitman Absolution, which in my opinion was a stellar game. Just looking at it objectively as its own game and not a Hitman game, I guess, which I know is hard to do and blasphemous and all that stuff. But it's a really good stealth game with incredibly awesome mechanics, apart from a few that let it down a little bit. Stuff like dressing up as a cop when there are about 100 of them in the area, or like 50 or so. No cop is going to memorize every single one of their faces, so the fact that one is suspicious of you, or a sushi merchant is suspicious of another one, even though there are tons of different stands, the fact that one would be suspicious of you is really odd. So that's kind of a flaw in the sort of disguise system. Other than that, I think they did a really good job at making it accessible with the instinct system, which you use to, you know, sort of put your head down when somebody is becoming suspicious of you, look at paths of guards, and other just sort of hints and tips on what you can possibly do. I think it did a good job at making it accessible while not overusing it. You have plenty of choice whether you want to use it or not. You can completely abandon it. There are some insane difficulty modes, all going up to no HUD. All you have is a crosshair. It's pretty insane. So if you want a huge challenge, then you've got that. Then you've also got contracts, which is basically somebody goes through one of the level, marks 3 targets, takes them down a specific way. You have to sort of match that way to earn more money, to get more things, to do more stuff. It's really awesome and a really great mode, and I enjoyed that quite a bit. I will be doing more on Hitman Absolution. I hope to do a full Let's Play when I have the equipment to do so, showing all the tons of different ways to take down targets and little secrets and just cool things. Amazing voice acting, amazing graphics. Keep in mind it's 26 gig download. That has actually, yeah, it's ridiculous because it looks so good. And also the cinematics and voice acting and audio and all that. Really good soundtrack as well. Dynamic audio really does add to the game. You can also get the professional edition for a little bit more. It only includes an art book, making of video, and some DLC gun pack. Not a huge deal, but it also has 50% off all the DLC. Yay! So you can be Adam Jensen. Disguise. No, I'm not into that personally. This cross promotion thing is going a bit too far for Squeenix. Okay, so after that incredibly long thing, those are the games that were on sale today. Now, I should explain, don't get a game that is off, that's just a certain percentage off. If it's not in the daily deals or in the flash sales, which you can find just under the daily deals, then it's probably going to go down lower. If it does go into a flash or daily deal, chances are that it will, or it'll be in the community's choice, which they've brought back, where you can choose your own which one you want to see as a deal. So that's fairly awesome. So you can go ahead and do that. That's some advice I give it every single time I make one of these series, because it's good advice, and if you don't follow it then you're kind of an idiot, because if something is 30% off, then it goes to 50 or 75% off on a daily deal or a flash sale, and you don't get it, or you already did get it, then you're going to feel like an absolute idiot. So don't do that. Don't feel like an idiot. Don't go overboard. Make sure that you actually want to play the game and that you will play the game before you buy it, please. Things like Natural Selection 2, Batman Arkham City, and War of the Roses to some extent are all on the flash sales. I would highly recommend them. They might be gone by the time this video goes up, or by the time you see this video in fact, but keep up to date with Twitter, my Twitter account in the description, and I will be recommending things on the flash sales or community vote, but I will not be mentioning them in this video series because there's really no point. I just get incredibly flustered whenever one of these things starts, because there's a lot of just things that you have to account for in a series like this, making it and recommending just a shit ton of games in a single video. That's the reason why I'm leaving out the publisher packs for this video, although I'll say get the THQ collection because they filed for bankruptcy, which is why it's so incredibly cheap, and I feel really bad for THQ. Good luck to anybody affected by that. But yeah, that's £20 for every THQ game ever made. It's a little bit worth it. We'll be talking about the publisher packs one by one in the videos as they come out, including the Indie Super Mega Pack as well. So yeah, keep an eye on the flash sales, new deals every day. These days will last for 48 hours each time, so you do have a bit of overlap as well. It's not just a 24-hour thing, so don't be too worried if you can't get the money by the time the 24 hours is up, because you will have another, so it's all good. Okay, that was the first video. More to come, where I'll be less flustered and have a less dry mouth, because mine's incredibly dry at the moment. I apologise for that. That's why I've been straining my voice. It's probably not good for me. But there'll be another one tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I apologise for the lack of videos, but I haven't got the things that I need. I really hope to do streaming and a shit ton of videos soon, but I really want this stuff first. So yeah, cool. See you guys tomorrow.